Hello everyone, this is Miss Crute, and today we are going to be working on section 8.5 Level B video notes. We're going to be working some more with properties of logarithms. Remember, we learned three properties in Level A. The first one was the product property, which, remember, that corresponds with addition. And an example of that is how log base 5 of 3x is the same as log base 5 of 3 plus log base 5 of x. The second property we learned was the quotient property, which corresponds with subtraction. So an example of that would be the log base 8 of 9 over y is the same thing as the log base 8 of 9 minus the log base 8 of y. The last property we learned was the power property, and that corresponds with moving the exponent. An example of that is the log base 7 of x to the third is equal to 3 log base 7 of x. Now, I know I went through those a little fast, but that is just a review of Level A. If you need to pause the video to write those down, feel free. So now we're going to work on expanding the expressions. These are a little bit more challenging than the ones in Level A, but we're still using the same properties. So the first thing that I notice here is that we have this third power that's affecting everything inside our log. So what I'm going to do is start by moving that to the front. So that becomes the 3 log of 3xy z squared. Now, inside here, everything is being multiplied. So since it's all being multiplied, we can split them all up using addition. Really important not to forget about this 3 in front, because that's going to apply to each piece. So I've got 3 log of 3 plus 3 log of x plus 3 log of y plus 3 log of z squared. Now we want to go back and just check if there are any other exponents we need to deal with. And if the first one's good, the second one's good, the third one's good, the last one we've got z squared, so I want to bring that out. So everything else is going to stay the same. Since the 2 is coming out in front, we want to multiply it with the 3, so that becomes a 6. Now there's no multiplication or division going on inside any of our logs, and there's no exponents. So this is our final answer. Alright, so now we want to take a look at letter B. In B, we have on the top part, up here, we have multiplication. But in the whole thing, we have division. It's a quotient. I want to start with the quotient. So to expand that, I'm going to change it to the log of 25x squared minus the log of 7. So this step took care of the division, the quotient. We use the quotient rule. Now inside here is where I've still got that multiplication. So I'm going to split those two pieces up as well. So I've got log of 25 plus log of x squared minus the log of 7. Now, we didn't talk about this in Level A, but now since we are ready for some harder problems, whenever there's a number left inside, we want to see if we can rewrite that as a number to an exponent. So here we've got 25. We all know that 25 is 5 squared, so I'm going to rewrite that because this is going to make it a little bit more simplified. When we get to our log of x squared, I have a 2 up here, so I'm going to bring that to the front. 7 is a prime number, so we can't write it as a number to an exponent, and it doesn't have an exponent, so it can just be brought down. Now if we check back, we've got an exponent here, so I want to bring that guy to the front. So we have, oops, I forgot my 2. So we have 2 log 5 plus 2 log x minus log 7. Now we don't have any numbers to an exponent, we don't have anything that can be rewritten, so this is our final answer. Alright, so those are 2 examples of expanding that are a little more challenging. You're going to get some more practice with those in the in-class practice. Now we're going to work on how to condense expressions. Remember, condensing, we're going to use the opposite, or sorry, we're not going to use the opposite. We're going to reverse the steps that we did above. Because condensing and expanding are opposites. So here, first we want to look for anything that needs to be changed into an exponent. Here I see a 4, so that's going to become an exponent, and a 1/2, which is going to become an exponent. This guy doesn't have any numbers in front, so no exponents there. So I have the log of x to the 4th plus the log of y to the 1/2 minus the log of z. Now, we want to look at each piece one at a time. So first, right here, this has addition. So that means that this is going to become multiplication. So I'm going to have the log of x to the 4th times y to the 1/2, and then still minus the log of z. We're just bringing that down. Now between these two, I've got a subtraction sign, so this is going to become division. So I get the log of x to the 4th, y to the 1/2 over z. Now everything is all written in one log, so we know that this is fully condensed, and that's our final answer. Now we have one more problem. Again, we want to start by looking for exponents. So here, this 2 is outside the parentheses. That means it needs to be distributed, so it's going to become an exponent here and an exponent over here. Same thing with the 5. It's outside the parentheses, so we're going to make it an exponent for both things in the parentheses. So I've got log of z squared minus log of y squared plus log of x. Now since this had a 2, we're going to multiply the 2 and the 5 to become 10, then minus log of w to the 5th. Now again, we're going to look at this one piece at a time. So first, I've got subtraction going on. So this is going to become division. And over here, we've also got division. So I'm going to actually do these both in the same step, since they're both division. So I end up with the log of z squared over y squared plus the log of x to the 10th over w to the 5th. Now since I have a plus sign, this is going to become multiplication. Remember, when you multiply two fractions, you multiply the tops together and the bottoms together. So that means I'm going to have log of z squared x to the 10th over y squared w to the 5th. Now I only have one log left in the problem, so this is my final answer. Alright, so now that we've finished the notes, you should go to a table to work on the section 8.5 Level B in-class practice, and good luck!